because in the first half, they kept going to the sidelines instead of down the field. And then the scheme that got Jason Campbell killed, there was no one blocking Gay on that play. No one. So I'm blaming this on the offense. I'm blaming this on the coaches. And I'm blaming that the momentum, if they could have had any, it was self-contained, and it was not, they weren't able to build any momentum because I think they were running this generic offense that allowed them to do nothing. Let's go to this. What are we doing? I understand that. And there were times when you would look and you'd see the Steelers had 2 linebackers there. Throw over the middle. So what? Throw over the middle. What does this team have to lose?
Nothing.
When you get picked off? And it's Jason Campbell. It wasn't Brandon Whedon at the time. So, Kenny, we are going to come back to you in a little bit. Thank you so much. We'll talk to you in about a half hour.
All right, guys, 7:18 on this Monday, and Michigan still sucks, by the way.
There you go.
Yes, they do.
That's a nice job. That's,
yes,
make sure you get that. He's right. It is 7:18. 216-431-3820, again, is the number to call, or Dawgs on the Run on Skype. I mean, there were just so many little things to yesterday's game. I think our big question for you today, though, is it still a rivalry? Again, we invite you to listen to the show in your car right now if you want to. Just put speaker on your smartphone or download the Newsnet 5 app, and you can watch us crystal clear when you hit a red light. Do not watch while you're driving.
Do not Skype and drive.
No.
PSA #1 on this show.
No, don't text and drive. Don't Skype and drive. But you can listen. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just like being on the radio. Is the rivalry dead?
It's not dead, Andy, but you know, as I mentioned at the start of the show, I just feel sorry for the new generation of Browns fans because there is no rivalry for them. And there's a rivalry knowing it's the Steelers, the fact that our states are close, the fact that we're in the same division. But as the old saying goes, you've got to win once in a while to make it a rivalry. And winning last year is not going to be enough. And winning 5 times in the last 30 meetings, that's not enough to make it a rivalry. So it's not dead, but the Browns have to do a lot of work to bring it back.
All right, let's talk to someone who's played in the game. Bill Duff joins us now. Hey, Bill, where are you? At home today, or are you're not at the gym?
No, not yet. I'm at home, so I'll be at the gym soon enough, though.
We're not picking on you because you're talking to 2 guys that wouldn't know a gym unless there was maybe free beer there. So we're not picking on you for not being there today. That's for sure.
I'm sure you guys know a couple gyms at the bar, right?
All right. Well, speaking of the bar, I think that would have been the best place to watch the Browns game so you could turn it off yesterday.
Yeah.
Your thoughts, Bill?
I was at the game. I lost my voice because I was screaming so loud, but it was very upsetting to watch as a former player, alumni, and a fan of the Browns. It was a terrible game.
Bad game plan, just bad. No, there are so many places where you can point the finger yesterday, but it's 2 weeks in a row now. It just feels like the Browns haven't shown up. When you go back to the Ravens win and then go into bye week, such optimism in this town, and now all of a sudden, gone.
Yeah, I mean, the game plan was non-existent. I couldn't tell you what they were trying to do on offense. It looks like they were trying to focus on hot routes out of the backfield. That's not going to win football games in the NFL. And I really thought they got their quarterbacks tore up. Those guys were getting smashed.
Bill, why can't this Browns team win a big game? This is now 2 weeks in a row that Browns fans are jacked up for a chance to make a move within the division, you know, actually be involved for once in a division race. What's wrong with this team that they can't win the big game?
Maybe it's the curse of Cleveland. I have no idea. It's just, I mean, they have the components. They have good players. They spent the money. You know, if you look at Jason Campbell, he's won football games before. It's bad all around football. They look terrible from top to bottom.
Joe Hayden said something after the game that made me just kind of not shake my head, but you hear it when the season's over. And it's, you're playing for what's on tape. And that's the excuse you always hear at the end of the season when things are over. And unfortunately, I mean, what he was saying was true, but it's just kind of hard to digest after knowing what you felt 2 weeks ago for this team. Does that scare you when a player says, you know, you got to go out, you got to do your job, but everything you do is on tape, and again, you've got to play hard, and by the way, you're still playing for tape?
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, it's professional football now. You're going to have a lot of the Browns playing to stay healthy, and that's the worst kind of football to watch. It's gonna get really boring to watch from here on out if that's the case.
Yeah, you know what? I agree with you 100%. I think that's the tough part with these last 2 weeks is you really had a chance to make yourself relevant once again in the city, in the division, in the NFL, and you lost 2 games to your division opponents that set you back. Those 2 losses might as well be ×2, because those to me are like 4 losses in the division, and you're right. It's going to be tough to get back up for the rest of this season. There's really nothing left. Forget about the draft and all that crap. I mean, there's really not a lot that's going right now coming down the stretch.
No, unfortunately, I think you're playing for a higher draft pick now, if you're the team.
Sad. All right, Bill, we'll make sure everybody go check him out. You want to be big and buff? Show the pipes, man. Show the pipes.
Oh, I got a sweatshirt on, no pipes.
No pipes. Head out to the powerhouse in Twinsburg. Go say hi to my good friend, Bill Duff. Thank you so much, Bill. Thank you.
All right, see you guys.
We'll talk to you soon. All right, always has a good perspective, especially to hear a former player start talking like that, you know?
Yeah, and that, you can still, I mean, there's a guy whose heart's still beating. It still beats brown and orange right there. And you can sense that he had no voice from screaming at the wherever he was yesterday watching the game. That's the kind of passion, and that's a former player right there. I wish he could have went and spoke to the team before the game, because I didn't see any passion from the guys that were actually wearing the brown on brown yesterday, which, by the way, I don't know if that's a great look.
It was cold. It was cold, but there's no excuses. All right, I want to go to the phone lines now. We're going to check in with the president of the Berea Browns backers. That's Paul Lakovic. I believe I said that right. Hi, Paul. How are you?
Good. How about you, bud?
Hey, what's going on?
Hi, Paul.
What a depressing Monday after this BS game yesterday. This quarterback situation just sucks. This running game sucks. And we have a wide receiver in Josh Gordon, 14 catches, 237 yards, 1 touchdown, and we can't even compete in a game.
Hey, Paul, how did you leave at halftime by any chance?
I didn't, honestly, I got a 12 o'clock, 10 o'clock to come down to the game, and I said, you know what, I'm just going to sit on the couch and watch it. I am so
I don't
glad
blame
I didn't
you.
go down there last night.
All right, Paul, we're going to set you up. I want to set you up as doing the rant. So what we normally do is then we do the Browns backer rant every Monday. Eric, tell them the rules of the Browns backer rant.
All right, he has a minute. He can say whatever he wants. We will not interrupt, and then we can chime in after a minute.
All right, so you get 1 minute, and that's how we do it. Let me set the clock, which I think is this one, right? There it is.
Look at that.
There's our clock. All right, Paul, when you are set,
Hang on,
we have to
the
reset
clock
the
is
clock.
going. There's a
Eric,
foul
that's a
on the
flag
play.
on you.
That's 2 weeks in a row he's messed
Here
up
we
the
go.
clock.
4, 3, 2, 1. Go, Paul, go.
Yeah, this team is horrible. This quarterback situation just sucks. This running game is just atrocious. We got a wide receiver in Josh Gordon, 14 catches, 237 yards, and 1 touchdown. Any other team that have been a winning game. This defense is awesome, but this mediocre, below mediocre offense is killing our defense. We're losing games because of an offense. Not because of a defense, an offense. I'm tired of next year. I'm tired of people, just everything. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of waking up Monday mornings being depressed. It's just BS. They need to do something now. I don't want next year. I want now. When Hoyer was in there, he looked great. The team was moving. Campbell did a nice job. He gets hurt. Whedon comes in. What happens? Everybody tells me fans are leaving at halftime in the third quarter because Whedon starts in the game. Something's got to change. And I feel bad for Chud because Chud knows that he can't win with this guy. If I was Chud, I'd say, you know what? Give me somebody or I'm done.
Hey, Paul, you're done. But that was great. You brought up some great points. Did we get him
What about the whistle? Would you forget your whistle?
He's got
Good God over there.
How lackluster was that? Here, you want to hang on one second.
What'd you do? Forget your whistle?
I'm a human whistle.
Paul, did you get a T-shirt yet? Did he get your info offline?
No.
All right,
No.
well, hang on the line. We're going to make things a little better for you. We'll get you Dogs on the Run T-shirt. And what do we need to do if we want to be in the Berea Browns backers? What do you need to do?
You just need to go to clevelandbrowns.com, make a profile under the Browns backers, select our club, and we'll send you an email with the info. And we have a lot of great charity functions. We have Toys for Tot coming up on December 8th. Have Scoundrels in Berea there by training camp. We're the closest one to the Cleveland Browns facility. And that's about it.
Great
That's all
job,
we need
Paul.
to do.
Paul, nice job, even though the buzzer didn't sound very good. Thank you so much.
Thanks,
Paul.
Paul.
I'm putting you on
Thanks,
hold. We'll
guys.
make sure we
Hang
get your
on.
stuff. Thanks for calling in.
Sure. Thanks.
All right, that was pretty cool. Paul did a nice job, especially with the clock. We started to get that go. He did bring up one point I thought was outstanding. It's that the offense is causing the defense to lose a game. I agree with that. And when you look up and you're looking at fourth quarter stats and there's 3 minutes to go in the game and the offense has only had the ball for like 54 seconds, you got issues.
No.
And this defense is not that bad. This defense is built to win. Okay, Joe Hayden didn't have the greatest game yesterday, but I still think they're going to build off this good defense. and they're going to have to go after some offense next year.
Well, right, because the offense gave 14 points to the Steelers. The defense gave up 7. But after that, that's a winnable football game for the Browns. The Browns defense has kept this team in the season all season long. They've kept them in game after game. But the offense hasn't done enough to have this team be anything close to 500.
All right, face-off coming up in a little bit. We're also going to have Angry Browns fan. We're going out to Joe's Deli in Rocky River, and all of this because of our pre-show meeting, which I don't know anything about. All right, Eric, the referee, what do you got?
I got a surprise guest.
Oh,
Really?
finally
All the
doing some
way
work.
from New York,
New York City!
making an entrance, and it's a grand entrance here behind the curtain.
Like, oh, wow, just like
We
all the big-time shows like Jimmy Kimmel?
Wow, I've never seen your camera move before either.
It's like Jimmy Kimmel.
Would we actually hire someone to run some cameras on this thing?
We did. We've gotten so big that we have a huge operation now.
We have a black curtain like Jimmy Kimmel. This is the Jimmy Kimmel.
All right, Eric, the suspense is killing me. Who is our special celebrity guest?
Matt Hayes.
Oh,
Hey!
And he came with donuts.
And I came with donuts.
oh, and your Indians gear.
Yeah, because I'm kind of done with the Browns at this point.
You're
so-
done here. You got to move
Yeah,
into the
done.
light. This
We
is
need to go
high-tech
this way. Here we
operation here. Much better.
I brought donuts, by the way, and since they didn't pay me in any way, shape, or form, they don't get a mention. So
Wow,
the,
good for you. But you can share those.
The
donuts.
nameless donuts with all
That's
the
right.
black tape on them.
Generic donuts for you guys.
All right, Matt. So you're going to stick around. You're helping us out. You're going to take over Eric's job for the day. We're good
Yeah,
with that.
pretty much. You want me to just move on over? That's
I'm
fine.
fired.
It'll be nice to have
Go
somebody
do
who's got
weather
some-
next door or something. I got this. That's fine.
Some experience stuff. All right, what did you think of the game yesterday? Did you watch?
I did watch. Quite disappointing and strange and weird and pathetic, quite honestly. It was one of those things where when halfway through you just want to pull your hair out and go, that's it, I'm done. I seriously looked at my Indians jersey, grabbed it, and went, 78 days till spring training. That's it, I'm done. And I have a feeling a lot of people are going to be that way today. So hence why I'm wearing my jersey, try to keep a little bit of positive.
All right, welcome to Wigwam on the Rum.
Right. Well, yeah, and the missing hair is obvious. I mean, I think unfortunately for Matt, it worked.
Yeah, pretty much. So it was difficult to pull it out when you don't have much of it left. So thanks, Mike. I
Scratching.
appreciate that.
Did you go to the game yesterday?
Did I? No.
You didn't go?
No,
All right,
you kidding me? You know how cold it was out there? Come on. I actually have a friend of mine that said, I talked to her on Saturday, and she said, I have this really awesome brand new snowsuit I'm going to wear. It's going to be comfortable. Are you going to go to the game? No, it was too cold for me. Then why did you bother spending $100 on a snowsuit then?
That is kind of true. My big fear this week is that the game's not going to be on TV locally. I don't know how they're going to sell this game out.
You're worried about that, honestly?
I'm just
Really?
telling you. I don't-
Really?
What do you think it's going to look like? Who's going to want to go see the
I'll
Browns?
show
in
you what it's going to
Jacksonville?
look like. Here, let me get out of the way. All right. That's what it's going to look like.
Oh, so every other seat's going to be filled?
It's going to look like that, exactly.
It's going to be empty. What does that say about it, especially when you're sitting in New York? And I mean, what does that say about our city, Matt?
I think people aren't totally surprised that we're not, at this point, caring anymore. I mean, it was a week or two ago, actually, I got one of those half-off deal things for Jets tickets. You'd be very surprised. No one's even wanting to go to Jets games anymore. So
It's half off for Jets, too?
yeah, it was 50% off tickets you could get for a Jets game.
And
You
they're
get a
actually
package deal.
more in the running for a wild card spot than the Browns are right
Yep.
now. That's kind of shocking.
Matt,
Yeah,
how do
but
you,
can you blame people though if they don't go on Sunday? You kind of can't blame them if they're at this point. Forget it. Let's not bother anymore. Why even watch it on television at this point? 78 days till spring training. I'm telling you.
No, I agree with him. And think about all the Browns fans that went out there and partied. They started at 4 in the morning. They're jacked for this rivalry. They're favored going into this game. And then the team goes out and lays an egg. If I'm a Browns fan that spent all day yesterday and all that energy, I'm like, I'm done. I'll just sit on the couch the rest of the year, and maybe I'll even get some early Christmas shopping done on Sunday. Forget about this.
But at the same time, this is also a reason to drink maybe a little bit more and get up maybe a little bit earlier and drink. Let's be honest. So at this point, it's going to help ease by the time we get to game time.
all right, so you're here for the whole show now. You're sticking it?
I'll stick around. Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome.
All right.